When factored completely, which is a factor of 6x cubed minus 12x squared minus 48x? So this is a word that I'm really looking at, factored completely. I'm looking at this guy, and I kind of already know what's going to happen. When you factor, the first thing that you always try to do is see if there's a greatest common factor in common with all three of these terms, and there is. There's actually two things. I can divide out a 6, and I can divide out an x. When you find your greatest common factor, you put it in front of a set of parentheses and you figure out what you get and what you have left over after you divide out 6x. If I divide 6 from 6, I'm left with an invisible 1. If I divide an x from 3 x's, that leaves me with 2 x's. If I divide a 6 from negative 12, I have a 2. And if I divide or remove an x from 2 x's, I have an x. If I divide a 6 out of negative 48, I have negative 8. And if I remove an x from an x, I have no more x's. So let's just scoot you over there. Now, factor completely. I'm not done. I could probably look at this guy and say, well, wait a minute. Maybe since this is a quadratic and this is a trinomial, maybe I can come up with two numbers that add up to negative 2 and multiply out to negative 8. And if it multiplies out to negative 8, one has to be positive and one has to be negative. So if that's the case, it's going to look like this. Now, are there two numbers that multiply out to negative 8 and add up to negative 2? Yup, negative 4. And positive 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Throw x's in front of it, and now it's factored completely because there's nothing more that I can do about these three items. So which of these three guys is written here? A is. All three of these are factors. So 6x is a possible answer. X minus 4 is a possible answer. X plus 2 is a possible answer, and that's the only one that I see up there. So the answer is A.